Good morning, everyone. Well, technically it's noon. I'm going to save some seeds this morning and wanted to bring you along kind of a continuation of two videos we've done earlier in the year. One is seed isolation, so you can control, which is just simply so you can control the purity of your seeds to keep them from cross-pollinating other varieties. Some hot pepper seeds especially, this goes for any seeds almost, but some hot pepper seeds especially cross-pollinate very easily. So you want to avoid that. Other varieties, seems like you could do whatever you wanted to and get by with it most of the time. And there's always that exception to the rule where you don't get by with it. So anyway, we're going through the last of our stores of our peppers out of the fridge. These peppers are all in far less condition than what we would even consider selling to someone. But a lot of them are still in good condition to save seeds from. Now, there'll be a few of these that I cut open that the seeds are not good from. We are still picking peppers from our greenhouse. So we're still selling off of those and still eating off of those. Our Anaheim Pepper has probably set about, probably 120 blooms right now, plant, and it's a big plant. So we're looking forward to that. It's already set several fruits on those blooms, so we're looking forward to the end goal there. Excuse the sniffling. I've got some kind of a head and chest thing going on. But anyway, we save our seeds generally in these little leftover bamboo plates. I told you in another video, these was from my daughter's wedding reception. This morning, the reason I wanted to show you what we got going on here is I picked some, we've already went through some of our isolated seeds out of the greenhouse, but I picked some ahi pineapples. And these are isolated seeds. And I want to get them saved and put up. These will be, we'll sell some of these, and some of these will be for us. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But this is an ahi pineapple. You can see our little wedding favor bags that we've done, and I showed you in another video. You just put it around the blooms. This is one of the larger bags. We have a large bag and a small bag that we use. You can see some of the dead blooms and some of the dead leaves that have died on the plant. These could have been picked easily a week ago, but I just didn't get around to it. Been busy. So, this one is probably a little too far gone. There's probably nothing in there worth having. But the rest of these look pretty good. So, and we'll take this, clean this out. That way we can reuse it. But it's got to be cleaned. You don't want no leftover pollen on another plant. So, and then we've got some, these are not isolated. We got some Santa Fe Grandes that we're going to save seeds from. And we've got some Degato jalapenos. The Degatos are a newer variety of jalapeno. They're big. Most of ours was twice this size. This is actually the size that I like the most for the uniqueness of it. We want to save seeds from these and try to continue to refine the variety because there's a big gap from fairly small, which is a little smaller than this, some of them are, to some that are bell pepper size. And the bell pepper size is great, and I'm actually planning on splitting what I work with. I'm going to run some towards the large end and some towards the this size. Is what I'm hoping, and we're going to see how that turns out. We had several plants that all of them just about on the plant was this size or smaller, and then we had a couple of plants that all of them were bell pepper size. And we've got some brown jalapenos that we're going to save a few more seeds from. I've already got a lot of these seeds, but we're going to save some more because we really love this pepper, and we think you will love it too. We've got those seeds listed on on our website and on Etsy. And some Sugar Rush Reds. Those will be awesome. And matter of fact, there's a non-ripe Degato, a little bit smaller. Those make a great meal, great for putting your eggs or whatever you're cooking. And I just throw that one on the floor. It'll be there when I get done. So anyway, I'm gonna be saving some seeds. So I'm gonna drop the camera down so you can see what I'm doing here without having to guess at what's going on the table. So, don't use nothing fancy. I've got a nice bamboo cutting block. It doesn't have to be bamboo, it just happens to be what I like to use. We've got a couple of plastic ones. Also, I use a couple of my pocket knives. These are both case actually, not that it matters. I like these two knives. And so first thing we're going to do is we're going to pluck all the peppers off this little piece of the vine that was still attached. I just cut the whole vine off because there was nothing left on the end of this part of the plant. So removing it all made sense. So, and I'm going to go ahead and, on super hots, I leave the stem on to help handle the pepper. But on these, it's not as big of a deal. So, I like to get rid of any trash that there is, at least as much of it as possible, because the less trash I have here, the less trash I'll end up with here. And we simply pack these. I won't be packing these for you today because these have to dry. If you don't dry them, they'll mold. We pack these in a coin envelope. I think that is a number 1 coin envelope. And I will actually show you. We print our own stickers. We may go to color on this next year, but right now the black and white is working quite well. We like the look of it. But we print our own stickers. It's got our farm name here, Different Chick Farm and Orchard. It's got our website address here, differentchickfarm.com. It's got the name of the pepper, and you probably can't see it, but then we tell you about the Scoville units, the heat units of the pepper, and then we try to tell you the species of the pepper. The ahi pineapple is a Bacatum, and then we try to find the origin. This one is Peru. So, nothing complicated. Now you can dry these on top of a kitchen cabinet, anywhere that's dry and not damp. We actually dry ours in our dehydrator as long as the dehydrator is running. I don't want to turn on the dehydrator just for 2 or 3 trays of peppers, but if I've got other stuff in there, I'll stick the pepper seeds in there and dry them. And the same thing here, I will dry these and we'll use these for seasoning. Or you can use the leftovers for hot sauce, ferments or whatever. But we have got enough ferments going right now, so we don't need that. So anyway, I take and cut the pepper in 2. And you can see, I think, the seeds in there. And so you can take your finger or your knife. If you're sensitive to the capsaicin, wear gloves. It's just common sense. You don't want to be hurting for days. If you got a lot of cracks on your fingers, wear gloves. I'm fine. It doesn't bother me, even the super hots, unless I touch my face or something with them. That's a different story. I don't know of anybody that can handle a super hot on their face. It's not a good thing. You get a burning sensation. Anywhere that's sensitive on your body, it is the places where the capsaicin really gets you. Some people, though, it gets their hands. But I just take the knife and gently scrape the seeds off. And for the average person, 1 pepper will give you all the seeds that you want. Now, the peppers that people ship to you, including us, are not always picked at peak ripeness because you don't want them to rot in transit. So sometimes those seeds are not all developed. But just to show you here, you can't see, but I'm going to give you a count. This is one ahi pineapple pepper that I just cut in two and took the seeds out of. You've watched me do it, so I'm going to give you a count here. $45 seeds. If you buy your hot pepper seed, depending on where you buy it from, we pack 15 seeds in a package. So that's 3 packs of seeds right there. A lot of places only pack 10. I have bought seeds even this year from places that only pack 6 or 8 seeds to a package. So if you're only packing 6 seeds to a package, obviously you got over 7 packs of seeds there. So, but for the average homeowner that's growing in your backyard, even if this is your favorite pepper variety, and by the way, I really like the ahi pineapple. It's a great pepper. I like it with eggs. I like it on the side fresh with Mexican dishes. Not necessarily with tacos, but with Mexican dishes. But the the ahi pineapple is got an amazing flavor. I like the ahi gold, the ahi pineapple, and the ahi lemon drop. They are all very similar. The lemon drop to me seems to be just a little bit sweeter. The ahi gold has a little bit of a bitter bite to it. Not much, but just a little bit of a bitter bite to it. And the ahi pineapple, to really get the flavor, you've got to pick all these peppers at their peak ripeness. If you pick them before they're completely turned, I've picked a couple of them when they still had a hint of green early in the season because you really want a pepper. You know, you're really looking forward to eating a pepper. And when you pick them with that hint of green to them, their flavors are very similar. My palate probably isn't good enough to tell the difference. But then when you pick them at their peak of ripeness, you can tell the difference. You can lay 3 of them side by side on a plate and eat a bite of each one and know that they're different peppers. The ahi pineapple and the ahi gold are almost identical in looks. The ahi lemon drop, generally, for me anyway, for my peppers, produces a bigger pod. We do occasionally get lemon drops that have a pod that's the size of these. You know, these are about 2.5-inch pods. And sometimes we get some lemon drop pods that are that big. But a lot of times we get lemon drop pods that hit into the 3 to 5-inch long range. And occasionally, right now in the greenhouse, some of these older plants that are planted early in the year, the greenhouse plants, some of them are producing 5 to 6-inch pods. That's no doubt the root system's getting very strong in them plants. And by no means do we over-fertilize. If anything, we under-fertilize. Matter of fact, today that's a job I got to go up and water, not fertilize, but I got to go up and water all my pepper plants in the greenhouse. You got to be careful. But I'm going to scrape these seeds to the side so I can show you. And all I do is I take my knife and rake them right off the cutting board and right into my tray. These isolated seeds will be up on our website for sale in our Etsy store probably by Friday or Saturday. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them there that I'm saving seeds from. So they will be limited on the isolated. We charge $1 extra for isolated seeds because it's extra work. And eventually everything will be isolated, so then there won't be an extra charge for isolated, but charging that extra $1 helps us to transition to isolated seeds. And some of our stuff is semi-isolated, that being that it's planted. We got a 6-acre farm, and we'll plant some stuff on one end of the farm and some stuff on the other end of the farm and some stuff in the middle, and that helps with the isolation, but these in the bags are isolated. It's not foolproof, but it's 99% foolproof to keep from having a cross pollination. You have to catch. I've got another video, and it'll be in this playlist if you want to see it. But you have to bag it before the bloom opens. If the bloom opens, it's too late. You can't take that chance. But then, like right here, I'm gonna do for you here a Santa Fe Grande. So it's the same thing. I'm gonna pick me out one of the better peppers so it's easier to do. Cut it down the middle. At least that's my preference. You can do this one of a million different ways. And now you can see how beautiful the Santa Fe Grande is. Smells so good. It's such a good smelling pepper. But we're going to do it the same way. Now we'll take and rake these outer seeds. Wish I could get y'all a better angle. Maybe if I move you around. So we will take and rake these outer seeds off. Get the loose ones first. Just makes life easier. And we will repeat the process on the other half. And just lightly dragging my knife across the seeds is dislodging the majority of them. And depending upon how many seeds you need or want, that may be enough for you right there. Just getting the outer ones, the loose ones, may be all that you would want. This is obviously a bigger pepper, and bigger pepper doesn't always translate into more seeds. Sometimes a bigger pepper will have the same amount of seeds or even less seeds than a small pepper. I've seen some tiny peppers be packed with seeds all the way through, but in this case it is true that the bigger pepper has more seeds. But right there, prime example of, we ain't even saved all the seeds out of this, and we've already got more seeds than we had for Ahi Gold. Ahi Pineapple. Good thing I labeled those already, so I don't forget what I'm working with. But now I want the rest. So I'm going to cut the membrane, the placenta, so to speak. And I'm going to peel this back. And then we're going to do the same thing here that we did on the outside. I'm going to scrape these seeds. Now, right there, I'm going to show you, is an example of a bad seed. And it happens. Seeds don't get pollinated. They rot. Sometimes you can get one of these seeds to germinate, and if it was the only one you had, it'd be worth a try. But like in this case, I've got good seeds, so I don't need to fool with one that probably is not going to work for me. So let me get these good ones off here from around it, and I'm going to show you the bad seed. Alright. I think you can see the dark spot in the middle of that seed. Odds are that seed is dead, non-viable. So we don't want it. So we're not going to harvest it. We're not going to fool with it. And you can get seeds like that in a seed packet. It don't mean that your seed supplier did a bad job. It's just that you can't catch everything. A lot of the bigger companies are doing this by computer, and there is no way that a computer or a person can catch every bad seed. It's not going to happen. We watch them closely. We watch them when we're harvesting them, and we watch them when they come out of the dehydrator and we go to package them. And I'll show you a great example of, and we only saved the seeds because we needed them, but it's going to take extra time for me to go through these. This is our Pasilla Bahio, and there's a lot of bad seeds in this. These were underripe, but I've got several good ones in here. I'll be able to get me enough for us. I can probably pull a good 20 seeds out of there, maybe even 30. So I'll pull the good seeds out, and we'll probably use 30 seeds ourselves. So for plants, because we sell plants also. So that'll work out well for us. But then here's the other extreme. Here is a isolated yellow reaper cross that we're working with, and it's a reaper that is not a reaper. Not sure what the cross is. It was an accidental cross. It was a very nice pepper pod. So on this one, there's probably no more than 3 bad seeds in that bunch, looks like. So, that's awesome. But now that's the difference in being ripe all the way and only being partially ripe. All right, let's do one more. Let me label a tray for Santa Fe Grande. When you're doing something like this, if you're me, don't ever make the mistake of thinking you're going to remember. If you walk away, the doorbell rings, the kids holler, you're likely to forget what you were doing. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. And this is a little better than half the seeds out of there. I'm going to get you a rough count. I'm not counting all these. But this is a little more than half the seeds. I obviously still have all of those left to do. But got 2 on the knife. 1, 2, 3, 5. So yeah, there's right at 100 seeds there. So by the time I get done, I'll have a good 125 to 150 seeds out of this one Santa Fe Grande. So, that's around 9 packets of seeds, which is excellent. It helps us to sustain the farm and be able to continue to bring new varieties in for our local and online customers. So, and what I'll do is I'll take this Santa Fe Grande and just lay it right in that tray. Okay, I wanted to show you a couple more, just real quick. Okay, this is our Degato Jalapeno. Fairly new variety. I suspect we're going to have some rotten seeds in this. And yes, we do. It looked like it was starting to rot on the end. So what I do in that case is I just cut that end off. You get rid of the majority of the bad real quick. You're going to have plenty of seeds to work with in a pepper like this. So there is absolutely no reason to deal with that rotten pepper seed unless you got something ultra rare. We're working with some peppers this year that we've only got like 3 seeds of, like Dragon's Breath and so forth. And so all 3 of those seeds were worth quite a bit to me because it's all I had. Now next year, Lord's will, we will have plenty. They will produce and we will save seeds. We will isolate from those seeds. Next year, like I said, we're planning on really stepping up our isolation game. We are planning on isolating a lot more peppers. And we isolated quite a few this year, but next year we're going to isolate more. The Dragon's Breath will likely be one of the ones that I put in a different spot on the farm. so that I can isolate all the seeds from the dragon's breath that I want to save. I got a lot of people interested in those seeds, and I want to make sure I've got enough to take care of my customers and friends. We have went from 100 varieties roughly of peppers for the 2020 season to we are going to over 200 varieties in the 2021 season. We are going from about 450 plants in peppers. This includes sweet. We're going from about 450 peppers, excuse me, up to about 1,000, maybe even 1,200. We're not sure yet. We got to lay things out. But as you can see right there, that is a lot of seeds. You know, we've got, and almost every one of them is viable, or they look viable. We always run germination tests, but I don't know, there's 30, 60, 90, probably 120 seeds there. So that works out real well for us. Now let's rake these Dagatos over to the side. And what I'm going to do with the Dagato is lay a piece of the old pepper with them, because there's no mistaking a Dagato. I don't have anything else that looks like that. Then I'm going to cut one more for you. Okay, this is a brown jalapeno, well past its prime. We should have eaten more of these, but we didn't. We eat a bunch of them this year, though. It's the brown jalapeno makes an amazing jalapeno popper. Good size. So I just want to let you see the inside of one more pepper. Now, all of these are varieties that have quite a few seeds. You will get some varieties that you only get just a few seeds out of. But, like I said, for the average backyard grower, you don't need 45 seeds. You're probably only looking for 3. This brown jalapeno is one we will be growing a whole lot more of next year. We really like the production of the plant. We really liked the flavor and the versatility of the pepper. So, there is the brown jalapeno. So, probably a little less than what the Dagato had. This has probably got 80 seeds in it. So, before I shut this off, I'm going to try to keep this video 30 minutes. I'm going to show you real quick some of our germination testing and preparations for what we're doing. We test them this way and grow out for us. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Take care.